Iron Supporting Food Banks collects food and cash donations for needy families in Newham Borough and beyond. Please consider making a donation via their Just Giving page, the link for which you will find in the description section of this stream. Come on, you Irons!
West Ham are massive, everywhere we go! West Ham are massive, everywhere we go! Everywhere we go! West Ham are massive, everywhere we go! West Ham are massive, everywhere we go! Everywhere we go!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the West Ham Massive. Thanks for joining us, and please don't forget to like, comment on, and share this stream to your social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new around here, and please don't forget to hit the bell icon for alerts and new content. Please remember, all these actions you can take are free of charge to you. They take you a couple of seconds, and they help to grow the channel into something and bigger and better than what it is right now. And as always, we thank you very much indeed for your support in this matter. This is Sky Sports Super 6 match week 5, and the attention now turns to the UEFA Champions League, which gets underway in earnest tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock kickoffs. So let's get into it. Now, for those of you that are watching that are completely unaware what even Sky Sports Super 6 is, where have you been? I've been doing a number of these streams for the last couple of weeks, and I'd have hoped you'd have been on message by now, but there you go. Anyway, we'll get this up on the screen for those of you that are not too sure. So here is, and I'll go full screen with that. I'll just get rid of my ugly mug. So that is the Sky Sports Super 6. Now, it's completely free to enter. You do have to be 18 years or over to do this, though. So if you're under the age of 18, then abort mission right now. If you're if you are 18 or above, then you can sign up for this. You do need to have a Sky Bet account, but it's completely, you don't have to make a deposit. It's fine, no problem. Now, as far as this is concerned, before you sign up, I would recommend you just look at a couple of things here. You've got the frequently asked questions, which, as you know, as the name suggests, have a number of frequently asked questions. How do I play? Is it free to play? How do I register? All of these things. Also, there are the terms and conditions, one of which being, as I say, that you need to be at least 18 years of age to enter. There's a number of other conditions, as you can read down there. Most people don't read them, but I would recommend that you just have a quick proofread of them just before you sort of get stuck into it. So anyway, so these are the fixtures that are on this week's or this night's matches for the Sky Sports Super 6. And as I say, normally it's Premier League matches that are looked into, but we're looking at Champions League matches now. As far as you can see there, you've got AC Milan, Liverpool, you've got Real Madrid against Stuttgart, you've got Bayern Munich against Dinamo Zagreb, Manchester City against Inter Milan, Celtic against Slovan Bratislava, and Paris Saint-Germain against Girona. You can see there my scores. Now, I might change, I might alter depending upon any news that I hear from any of the teams ahead of kickoff. So these are not yet set in tablets of stone, but these are the predictions I've provisionally penciled in. I do have until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening to change my mind, but once it hits 8 p.m., then what I've put down has to remain in place. Now, as you can see, I've gone AC Milan 1, Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 1, Stuttgart 0, Bayern Munich 3, Dinamo Zagreb 0, Manchester City 2, Inter Milan 1, Celtic 2, Slovan Bratislava 0, and Paris Saint-Germain 2, Girona 1. But as I say, I may well change my mind on that before we get to 8 p.m. tomorrow. As I say, that is the cutoff. So I'll give you a little bit of a sort of rundown of the teams ahead of this. So we'll start with AC Milan against Liverpool. So their previous 6 meetings, Liverpool have got the upper hand in this. They've got 5 wins to AC Milan's 1. One of those 6 matches does include the Champions League final of 2007, which AC Milan actually won 2-1. Obviously, everybody remembers the one 2 years earlier when AC Milan were 3-0 up at half time. Liverpool pulled it back to 3-3 and obviously went on to win. Jerzy Dudek was the hero in the penalty shootout on that occasion. Now, if we have a little look at some team news, if you will. So, as far as AC Milan are concerned, Davide Calabria, he's got to be assessed, but Emerson Royale is fit. Though Emerson Royale is fit, he won't start by all accounts. Malik Thiaw, Ismail Benessa, Alessandro Florenzi, and Marco Sportiello are all out of the game. And Tammy Abraham, who's just signed from Roma, obviously was linked with our very own West Ham United, but he ended up going to AC Milan. It looks like he may well keep his place, and it looks like Alvaro Morata may well have to make do with a place on the substitutes bench. As far as Liverpool are concerned, Harvey Elliott, he is definitely out for Liverpool, and Federico Chiesa, he's going to be assessed ahead of the game. But other than that, there's no further injury concerns for Arne Slot. Cody Gakpo, Wataru Endo, Darwin Nunez should start as Arne Slot looks to rest and rotate the players. So that's as far as that particular fixture is concerned. So the next fixture that I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown on is AC Milan, is Real Madrid against Stuttgart. Do excuse me. I'm just got to press a few buttons on my computer. It's just playing silly whatsits. So Real Madrid, VSB, Stuttgart. So bit of team news again for you if you're interested, if this might help you make your decision on which way you're going to go. Jude Bellingham, Aurelien Tchouameni, they've returned to full training and they may well start against the German team, but Carlo Ancelotti, has lost Brahim Diaz to an injury. He came off in the first half of the match against Real Sociedad on Saturday. He joins Eduardo Camavinga, Dani Ceballos, and David Alaba in the treatment room. As far as the Germans are concerned, Leonidas Sturgiu, he is a doubt, but Franz Kratzig, Amin Al-Dakil, and Nicolas Nati, they are going to miss the game against the defending UEFA Champions League winners from last season. Then we move on to Bayern Munich, which obviously is the England captain Harry Kane's team. So I probably should have just sort of gone into, and I didn't. So let me just sort of back the truck up. Just going back to the Real Madrid Stuttgart game, they have not actually got any history that I can see online on this particular website that I'm looking at. They don't. There's no backstory between those two teams. I should have mentioned that at the very beginning. Okay, so back into the room, Rob. So we're now going to look at Bayern Munich against Dinamo Zagreb. So as far as their head-to-head record is concerned, they've only played each other twice, and both times they were wins for Bayern Munich. They were games that they played in the Champions League in this very competition back in 2015-16 season, with Bayern Munich winning the home game by a scoreline of 5-0, and they then went away to Zagreb and won 2-0 in the other fixture. So if we now look at the team news for both teams, so as far as Bayern Munich's concerned, we'll start with the home team. So Josip Stanic, Tarek Bürkman, and Hiroki Ito, they're all absent for Bayern Munich. But Alphonso Davies may well start in place of Rafael Guerrero in the left-back slot, while Michael Elise, the former Crystal Palace man, he could feature from the right-hand side. As far as Dinamo Zagreb are concerned, they don't have any injury or suspension concerns. They will be going into this particular fixture at full strength. Then we move to the Manchester City versus Inter Milan tie, which is obviously a repeat of the final of the Champions League, 2 seasons ago? So as far as that particular outing is concerned, we'll start with Manchester City. Well, we'll do the head-to-head first. We'll do the head-to-head. Their previous 6 meetings, they haven't actually met 6 times. They've met 3. Manchester City won 2, with the other one being won by Inter Milan. Now, obviously, as I said earlier, Manchester City beat Inter Milan in the final a couple of years ago. Their only other 2 meetings basically came in pre-season friendlies. One in 2011 and the other one the year before that. So yeah, as far as that's concerned, they're the only times they've really ever sort of encountered one another. So if we look at the team news for Manchester City, we know that Oscar Bob and Nathan Ake are going to be out on the fixture, which this one takes place on Wednesday night. But Rodri is expected to make his first start of the season against the Milan team, whereas Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol should also return for the citizens. As far as Inter Milan are concerned, Tajon Buchanan is Inter's only injury concern for Wednesday night, and Simone Inzaghi has made a number of changes from the draw. He's expected to make a number of changes, from the 1-1 draw with Monza at the weekend. He should bring in the likes of Alessandro Bastoni, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and Nicolo Barella back into the starting 11 for them. Then we move on to Celtic against Slovan Bratislava. So we'll have a little look at if they've ever played each other. I'm just looking on here on this website. There is no record of them ever having played each other previously. So it's a clean slate. There's no real history as far as that's concerned. Celtic, only real team news to go with is that it looks like Brendan Rodgers should have his first strength 11 here. They do have a very good record in the Champions League home matches, that is, generally speaking. I favour the Glasgow team over the team from Slovakia. Hence why I've obviously said it's going to be a 2-0 win to the home team. As far as Slovan Bratislava is concerned, the only thing that they've got as a concern is Lucas Paušek is definitely out. I probably also should mention that Mike Naroki is a doubt for Celtic as well. The final one that we're going to sort of cover is Paris Saint-Germain against Girona. They will be taking on each other in the French capital. So as far as that particular fixture is concerned and their head-to-head record, just looking on here, again, this is their first meeting in a fixture. So there's no history there. The team news for Paris Saint-Germain is that Luis Enrique, he will obviously try and field as close as he can to a full-strength squad. Bradley Barcola and João Neves are looking to start for the Parisians. But out the players that are out as Gonçalo Ramos, Luis Hernandez, and Presnel Kimpembe. Doubts are Vitinha and Warren Zaire-Emery. They're possibly not going to make it. But as far as Girona are concerned, there could be a number of changes that Michel could make here. They had a 4-1 defeat to Barcelona on Sunday. The player, however, that is a bit of a doubt is Yangel Herrera, who may not make it. So that's it in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to come to your comments and just have a little see who has joined us. Dad's Our Job podcast. Hope you are well. I apologise if I've ignored you lot in the live chat. I've been obviously waffling away while I'm just sort of like reading from the piece that I've got on the other tab. Howard, hope you are well. Well, if you play the Super Six, and I forgot to put the tab up, I should have done that. Just bear with me. If you are still there, please make sure you join the West Ham Massive League. And you can do that by going on to super6.skysports.com/league. You're looking for the West Ham Massive League, and the PIN number is Echo Bravo 53 November 8, all uppercase. In actual fact, what I can do is I can just add this on. Hang on. No. That's better. Okay, so if I just show you guys, if you're still interested, we've got 23 members in this particular league. Just looking down here. So Howard has joined. So there's Howard. He's just joined as we speak. So the lads from Dad's Our Job podcast, get yourself on there, boys. Look at that, who's top. What can I say? The cream rises to the top. It really does. But there's plenty of ground that you can make up. And if any of you are watching and you're tempted, but you think you've already missed a couple of weeks, I told the story before. I'll tell it again. I first got into Super 6 years ago when my brother told me about a Super 6 league that was going at his then place of work. It had been about 6 weeks into the season. I sort of ummed and ahed about it. I jumped in and I actually ended up winning that particular league. So get stuck into it. And remember, and I've put it on the thumbnail for this one. There is a prize that's up for grabs of £100,000 as far as this set of fixtures over Tuesday, Wednesday is concerned. If you get all 5 of these match predictions correct, absolutely bang on, then you can win £100,000. Normally, when it's a Premier League weekend fixture, that amount is £250,000. Now, if that hasn't got your attention, if you don't want £100,000 over the fixtures tomorrow and Wednesday night, or £250,000 when the Premier League fixtures are concerned, I don't know what will get your attention, quite frankly. That's an awful lot of money to mere mortals like me. I really, it's like I say, it's free to enter and you can win a big prize. And if nothing else, you get the opportunity to give Jamie Carragher a little bit of a bloody nose. Not literally. I'm not advocating violence against the Sky Sports former Liverpool player. I'm not advocating punching him on the nose or anything, or spitting at him, anything like that. All I'm simply saying is that if you manage to get a better outcome than Jamie did, and I'm just saying, I actually managed it in the last game weekend. In fact, I can show you here. Look at that. I got 13 points with my predictions, and there was Jamie floundering behind on 4. What a mug. So it's actually something you can get a little bit of bragging rights over the Scouse windbag. So get stuck into it. Even if you don't win the 250k or the 100k, you can turn around and say you've put this twerp in his place. So Dad's Our Job podcast. You boys, get yourself onto this. As I say, it's completely free to enter. Don't shilly-shally. Get stuck in. There's 23 of you. Howard's joined it. There he is. I think he's going to come flying out the blocks. He's going to leave my brother trailing. Look at him. There he is in 21st place. A meager 6 points. Ben, you need to get your finger out, son. And there's a few other people as well that I expect better of John Perry. I expect better of Chris Bell. These boys are floundering behind and they ought to be doing better than that. But you know what? That's their problem. It's not my problem. There I am at the top, 54 points. Catch me if you can. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get back onto the comments and what we got. Special request. Can you do your Zippy impersonation? I can't get that out of my head from last week's Aftermath. I think that would be a very good idea, yes. Yeah, like that. Is that the one? Is that the one you want? Yeah. So the league pin, as I say, it's on the ticker at the bottom. So it's Echo Bravo 53 November 8. Please, please, please do join. The more the merrier. As I say, just because you're a couple of weeks behind doesn't mean that you can't catch up. And as I say, I know that from experience, that's the case. So, yeah, get stuck in. Please do join. As I say, you've got until 8 o'clock tomorrow to submit your fixtures for tomorrow. Come on, Slovan Bratislava. Oh, what have Celtic ever done to you? Oh, dear. Yeah, I think that they are capable of it, but I do favour Celtic. I think home advantage will come into play there. Carragher getting a slap. Yep, give him a little. So yeah, that Bungle. I'm not having that. Bungle was the slightly sort of. Well, he wasn't completely effeminate. I mean, that was Jules, the effeminate pink hippo. I mean, Jesus Christ. Do you think that the people that did Rainbow were on drugs? That's the correct pin. Yes, indeed. So like I say, you're looking for the West Ham Massive League. So what's this? I have a love for Slovan Bratislava. Okay, you're gonna have to explain that. It may be a story for another time, but that's fine. But listen, guys, please get involved. Get involved. You've got until 8 o'clock tomorrow. If you happen to win get all 6, absolutely bang on the money. £100,000 is winging its way to you. What's not to like? And even if it doesn't come it to you, then you have other opportunities through the season. As I say, normally Premier League weeks, it's £250,000, £250,000, ladies and gentlemen. Life-changing amount of money for mere mortals like me. Do you indeed? Do you indeed? I may well have to knock something up. I might have to just sort of get a little bit of footage, do a little bit of jiggery pokery. and get Zippy to make a little appearance and a promo. But yeah, get yourself involved. As I say, sign in, get on the West Ham Massive League, tell your friends if need be. I don't mind who joins in. I don't care what their team allegiances is. Although it's a West Ham Massive League, come one, come all. I don't care. I mean, my wife's in there, for Christ's sakes. My wife's a Spurs fan. Yeah, I've allowed her in. I know what you're all going to say. You're all going to turn around and say, what is she doing contaminating the place? But she's the mother of my children. What can I tell you? And she's a good cook. That was how we got together. I can't cook. She's a chef by trade. There you go. Anyway, right. I'm going to disappear now. I've given you guys a heads up on the 6 fixtures. I've given you a little bit of a sort of steer on some of the players that may or may not be available, their strengths, their weaknesses, their head-to-head records and things like that. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to you to really sit down and think about what the outcomes of these 6 fixtures are going to be. Get your scores in. Get it done by 8 o'clock tomorrow. And you've got yourself a chance not only of catching me at the top of the table, but you've got a chance tomorrow of winning £100,000 in Reddies. And even if you don't, there is a chance that you could get Jamie Carragher and give him a slap him about a bit and send him packing to Scousland. That's great to hear. That's fantastic. Let me just refresh that. So that means we should have an extra player involved. No. Hang on. There is an Adam. There's an Adam Miller, and there's an Adam Leatherbarrow. So which one? Which one? Or do I need to refresh it again? I might have to have a word with Zippy and see if he can sort it out. Because if it's not either of those two, then something's gone drastically wrong. But anyway, all 3 of you come in. As I say, all 3 of you come in and join it in. And I don't care, like I say, whether you're a West Ham fan or not. Don't really care what your club allegiances are. Don't care if you're male, female, gay, straight, vegan. Actually, not vegan. We probably draw the line at vegans. No, stuff it. We'll even have the vegans. You can come. You can come and join our West Ham Massive League. Just don't try and give us anything that doesn't contain sausages or bacon or eggs or things like that. If you're going to give us anything made with tofu, I'm going to give you a red card. Okay, so I'm telling you now. I don't mind vegans. I'll tolerate you, but I want to eat my sausage sandwich. Okay. Anyway, right, I'm going to disappear. Thanks for joining us, guys. As I always ask you to do, and you don't ever let me down, I know. But please don't forget, like, comment on and share this stream to your social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new around here. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for alerts of new content. All these things that you can do take you but a couple of seconds. They're free of charge. We won't come along and kick your door down. We won't kidnap your granny or anything like that. We'll just sort of carry on about our business. And we always thank you very much indeed for your support in this matter. Please also, speaking of support, don't forget to give your support to the Iron Supporting Food Banks charity. It's doing some great work in and around the Newham community, helping the people feed their families and many more things besides. So don't forget them. Come on, you Irons. Good luck with the Super 6. We'll see you next time.
Iron Supporting Food Banks collects food and cash donations for needy families in Newham Borough and beyond. Please consider making a donation via their Just Giving page, the link for which you will find in the description section of this stream. Come on, you Irons.
West Ham are massive, everywhere we go. West Ham are massive, everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive, everywhere we go. West Ham are massive, everywhere we go. Everywhere we go.
Come on, you Irons!